RotWK here. I'm going to go through some hotkeys because I've spoken to a few players recently who are new and they didn't know the hotkeys at all. And I'm hoping this will help anyone who's new to the game, or maybe even some people who've been playing a while who didn't know all of the hotkeys, and how to just become faster in your games because speed is everything in Rise of the Witch King. So when a game loads, what you want to do is immediately get your builders moving. So as soon as you see your fortress, you want to hit the B key to select a builder. B will select the other as well. So tapping B will select cycle between your builders. What you want to do is hit B and click, and hit B and click, and then cycle back and build the farm, and cycle back and build the farm like this. And this will speed up your early game by doing this a lot, and you'll get your first farms building really fast. Okay, so once your farms have built, the builders are gonna respawn in this order. The first farm, this builder, and then the second farm, this builder. Usually what I like to do is hit B with the first one, get him moving, and when the other one, I get him moving up here before I build the barracks, okay? Barracks, you can learn all the hotkeys. So barracks standard hotkey is C, archery range Y, A for stables, G for siege works, and so on. So the main ones are B for builder and R for farm. And I think barracks is really important. You want to get your barracks up as fast as possible, and I think learning this hotkey is critical. Now, the barracks always comes out in this kind of geometry like this. So if we had built our farm a little better, we wouldn't have to rotate this barracks. So what I'm going to do is delete this farm and show you how to build this farm here like this, which is going to be at this angle. So you can rotate the farm, you want to build it at this angle, okay? And once that farm has built, I'll build another one up there, then we'll be able to build our barracks without even rotating it, and that will speed us up as well for the first barracks. Okay, ready? B, C, and barracks goes right there. And now we get a nice barracks against our farm, which will help against any aggression. You could also build it here, this side. So if you want your barracks here, versus over here, then that's great. What that will mean is when the enemy is attacking, he's going to have a hard time killing this farm because it will be in the range of the fortress here, okay? So that's kind of what I'm thinking when doing the hotkeys at the beginning of the game. You want this farm always in this kind of geometry, whereby it's easier to build your barracks without rotating it. That will speed you up a lot, okay? When you've got your barracks built, you want to assign a hotkey to your barracks. So I'm going to select the barracks. I'm going to hit Control and 1. You can see right here, where my mouse is, my cursor. If I zoom in, there's a little 1 here. If I hit Control 2, it changes to a 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I can be anywhere on the map. I can hit 4 and my barracks is selected, okay? I hit 4 and my barracks is selected. If I double tap 4, I'm going to double tap it now. My camera zooms to my barracks, okay? So it zooms to the barracks if I double tap. Once we've got the barracks on a hotkey, it doesn't matter which one. You can use anything. I mean, personally, I do use 1 for barracks, but I think optimum is to use 4, 5, 6, and 7. So let's say we have more barracks here like this in our archery range. Okay. Once these build, we can have 1 barracks on 4, 1 barracks on 5, and the archery range on number 6. Okay. And then we can hit 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. And that will take our hotkeys there. I spoke with someone recently who didn't know you can set waypoints. So if you click and select your barracks, either by clicking or using the hotkey, and if you right click on the ground, you will set a waypoint, okay? You can do the same. You can also select a barracks, press Control, and set a range point. Oh wait, Shift. It's Shift, and then you'll see here rally point set for all buildings. Okay, and now all of your barracks and your archery range will all right here. So by selecting your barracks, hitting Shift and a waypoint, let's say here, then all my units will spawn to those places. Okay, I'm just gonna try and level up Gandalf. Okay, so now when the troops are spawning, if I hit Shift and right click, all of my troops will run to that waypoint down there. Okay, so that's waypoints. We've got 4, 5, and 6. I'm just going to build some more farms so that we have more command points. Okay, the next hotkey I want to show you guys is going to be the E hotkey. So E is kind of a multi-purpose hotkey. If I select on my Soldier of Gondor and I press E, it will select all of the soldiers of Gondor that I have. Okay, same with the archers, so I'm going to build another archer here now. And it will select them all too. Okay, so if I hit E, it selects everything on the screen. Now, if I send one of my soldiers off the screen, so I'm going to send him off the screen. Okay. Now, when they're off the screen, I can select a soldier and press E, and it will not select the soldier that's off the screen. So this soldier is not selected, and these are. Okay? But if I hit E twice, E, it will select my other soldier. Okay? So tapping E twice is really useful for things like upgrades and for stances. Let's say we're having a fight. We need our archers in aggressive stance. Okay, the hotkeys for the stances are D, F for battle stance, and G for defensive stance or hold ground stance. Okay, I'm just going to level up this Gandalf. We want archers in attack stance. Okay, so aggressive stance, shortcut D. And when your units are all like clumped together like this in a big army, it can be really hard to like pick out the archers, right? Like I'm never gonna like try and select that archer unit. But if I see one and I hit E, then I can put them in aggressive, and my soldiers, I hit E and I can put them into defensive stance. And that's a good way to speed up your micro in a fight. Okay, so that's kind of the E key. It has a lot of applications. I think upgrades are an application as well for using the E key. I'm just going to build some more farms, and we're going to keep leveling our Gandalf. Okay? Yeah, because when I'm in a critical fight, let's say I'm here and the enemy is coming, okay? I need the archers in attack stance, okay, and I need the soldiers in defensive stance. The S key is very important as well, so let's say I'm running here. I press S, and everybody stops running, okay? Another good hotkey is the A hotkey. So if I want to attack everything in the path, I will select my units, okay? My units are not running here. I'm just going to hold Gandalf there. I can click A. You see my cursor change, okay? And when I right click, they will attack everything up to where I've clicked. So no matter what, they'll go and attack it. Okay? So the soldiers will attack the lair, but the archers will not because they don't attack structures. Okay? If I just click here, normally the soldiers will not attack. So the soldiers will not attack the lair. Okay? But if I click A and then right click, the soldiers are going to attack that lair. So I think right click is pretty important hotkey with the A key. So that's it for the A key. Now I'm in the middle of a fight and I need to make more units. So what do? I press 4. Okay, 5, 6. And I don't need to take my eyes off the army. And that's why hotkeying your barracks is so important in this game as well. Let's say I want to upgrade all my archers to level 2. I can select an archer, press E, and I can then upgrade them to level 2. Okay, I've just bought that upgrade. Okay, an important hotkey is Q. Some people say Q is for noobs, but Q is pretty important. Oops, I want Gandalf to keep attacking. Q selects all of your units. So, really easy. If you're struggling, you've got things all over the map, you don't know what's going on, hitting Q and setting a waypoint, is going to get everybody in one place. Like quite often, your armies are like this. So you can hotkey buildings. We've done 4, 5, and 6 for our hotkey buildings, but you can also hotkey units. So let's say I want my knights on a hotkey. I'm going to use 2. So everybody's running this way, okay? And then suddenly there's some enemy pikes right here. I don't want my cav to run into that, so I hit 2 and I can take them away. And I can use Q to select everything. I can attack move with A and right click, and then I can use 2 to divert my knights away. And this is pretty useful as well, because that will save you a lot of time in some situations as well. So using the Q key is not always so bad, but using, I think, some units on 2, I want my main army on 3. So 3, 2, 3, I can hit 2, I can hit 3, and so on and so on. So I can really like micro really well. Let's say we've got a situation where the enemy has cavalry, right? And they're coming in and they're going to trample from this side. And my army is looking a little bit like this. They're a little bit scattered and they're running this way. Okay, and the cavalry are going to come round. I need to hit my tower guards, select E, and just bring them to mark the cav. Okay, so that's how I would micro in a fight with the E key. Okay. I wanted to level up Gandalf because he has an ability called Shield Bubble. So Shield Bubble is a pretty cool hotkey on U. So U is the Shield Bubble hotkey. So Gandalf is taking damage from the troll. I can press U, and Gandalf is not taking any damage there. Okay, it's got a cooldown, this ability, so it won't work for a while. I'm hitting U now, it's not working. It's not a visible cooldown. I'll try and find the cooldown and put it on the screen, or in the chat. But yeah, it's got a cooldown, but the U hotkey will make Gandalf invulnerable as well. I think some hotkeys to learn would be like Wizard Blast on W. So it can be difficult in a fight. You want to get access to Wizard Blast really fast. Okay, and so rather than like messing around, clicking here, then clicking the troll, I can use Wizard Blast like that. I'm going to press the U key. It's still not off cooldown. I don't know what the cooldown is. Oh, here we go. It's off cooldown now. So Gandalf is not taking any damage right now. So that's a really useful hotkey for people to learn as well. Okay, so if I double tap 1, I'm going to go... Sorry, if I double tap 4, I'm going to go to my barracks. If I double tap 2, I'm going to go to my cav. If I double tap B, if I hit B, I'll go to my builder, and I can cycle through my builders with B. If I hit spacebar, it will go to the last thing that was announced as well. Okay, like this was killed. So those are some hotkeys I think are worth using. Um, there are plenty of other hotkeys as well, like H will take you to your fortress. H, like this. So that can be useful to go back home. You can hotkey as many barracks as you like. We've got 4, 5, 6. I can put the stables on 7. And so if I'm on the other side of the map, microing my army, I can hit 4. I can upgrade 5. I can do 6, 7, and you can select units like that. I don't know every hotkey for every single unit, but this is a really fast way to do it. So I hope this helps. Like a short hotkey video. I would learn the hotkeys maybe for porcupine formation, which is M. But you can also click, I think the E hotkey saves you a lot of time, because using the E hotkey will allow you to be much, much faster. So I definitely recommend that, and I would recommend stances. Okay, D for aggressive stance, F for battle stance, and G for whole ground stance. These stats are actually pretty big, you know, so 33% armor, right, is a pretty big deal. Your tanky units are going to live for a third as long, like a third longer or whatever. So yeah, just a quick hotkey video. I hope this helps some players to speed up their games. You know, between rally points, selecting your barracks, selecting your troops, double tapping to zoom to them, right? So if I'm over here, building a farm or something, and I need to go back to my horses, I just double tap the hotkey, and I've hotkeyed them to 2 this game, and you can see the 2 is like on here at the top, right where my cursor is there. So Control and 3 would make them respond to the number 3, and you can use the mouse. If you've got numbers on your mouse, you can use them. I just use the keyboard. And yeah, there are plenty of other hotkeys, but I hope this is a good start for a lot of players who haven't used hotkeys before and want to speed up their games. Thanks so much.